Greg, I think we've talked about really ever since you got here that structure is the key, and that the players will have success if they play the structure. Do you finally feel like there's some message being made here, and the guys are following that process and having success?
Yeah, they're starting to buy into it. They're starting to see how it works, and much like most team sports, you've got to rely on each other. All five guys on the ice have got to play their role and do their part to make sure that we're protecting ourselves defensively, but ultimately it also helps us create more offense when we can get pucks back faster, transition quicker, and use all five guys inside of that. What's really been impressive with this group is with the game in Laval, how challenging of a game that was, and how much adversity we went through as a group. A lot of teams could have very easily just folded in, given up, started pointing the finger, brought negative energy or a poor me attitude coming into the weekend. But we have a lot of good leadership, a lot of good guys in this room, and for them to step up in these two games and have a response like they had in the way we played, it shows a lot of good signs of the group that we have.
What do you like about the game this afternoon in particular, about the direction it took and the result?
Well, part of it too is the 3 games in 4 days. It's not easy to play at this pace in this league and to sustain high tempo and play as fast as we do with that many games in a short amount of time. Managing our shifts, managing our workload, being able to use our entire bench and trust everybody in all situations really helps us do that, and that helped and showed in these last 2 games.
Well, we talked a little bit about Alex Steves yesterday, but and just what his contribution has meant, but it almost seems like, and I'm thinking of this Dargachintsev where he dove and kicked the puck out of the Marlies zone, and I thought that Alex Steves' pressure and the way he plays almost is infectious to the rest of the crew. What do you feel about his effort and his contribution?
Yeah, he's brought a lot to our team the last 2 games. Not only goal scoring, obviously, but all the little things that help win hockey games. His work ethic, competitiveness, and his ability to make plays with the puck, game management items. He's come in early here and led by example. And then you got guys like Semyon Durachintsev, Hosang, Gogolev, like a lot of these guys who are really learning to be pros and find their consistent competitiveness and doing all the things it takes to win hockey games. It's really good to see guys lifting up their game and finding consistency inside of it.
I know we've talked a little bit about, or maybe a lot about Joseph Wall. One of the big things is how he's just coming from last year and this year. He's made a big statement with how he can play. What's one of the biggest things that you've seen from him since maybe you got here to now that's improved so much to make him such a good goaltender?
That's a really good question. When I first got here, he's an extremely athletic goalie who's powerful. Like, he's in tremendous shape. He a lot of times would rely on that athleticism, and with a little bit too much movement. Over the course of the last couple of seasons, he's done a really good job with our coaching staff and our goalie coaches on cleaning up a little bit of his movement and building a system that puts him in better depths of his crease, lessens the movement pre-shot, so now he's more calm, he's in position, and he relies on his tactical skills rather than relying on his technical skills. And then, like you saw with the puck play behind the net, he uses then his athleticism to bail him out when needed, but doesn't rely on it. That's been the really big thing that I've seen in his development over the course of the last 2 seasons.
And then in terms of Christian Rubin, the goal tonight, and you talked a lot earlier in training camp about how he's going to make a big jump this year. What have you liked from him the most this year?
The maturity of his game. He's learned a lot about where he's positioning himself on the rink offensively and defensively. He's just a smarter hockey player. He's having to do less because of how he positions himself. And the defensive position is probably the hardest position to teach because of all the unique different reads that you have in front of you. Forwards, it's easy. Your F1, there's nothing in front of you outside of the puck. You just hunt it down. F2, you're just reading off of one guy in front of you. The D always have 3 of their own players in front of them that they're reading off of their movement and their decision making. They're reading off of the other team's puck play and their structure and their movement. There's a lot of real subtle things that they have to learn and process. And over the course of the last couple of years that I've seen him, he's done a really good job at learning all that. And it's hard to speak specifically on things, but just the eye test, you can see the maturity in it.
I just wanted to real quick, Greg, talk about Philip Crawl, a guy who's not going to make a lot of highlight reels in the last couple of days with big plays and goals and that kind of thing. But your thoughts on the steady play of Philip Crawl?
It's been really impressive. I think he logged 28 minutes in Laval. There's some games where he's playing a lot, and we're relying on him in all situations. And he's a young defenseman. It's been impressive how quickly he's assimilated to this level in this league. He's really smart with the puck. He's poised and calm under pressure. And then he also has a willingness to be brave and finish his hits and block a shot. He's the full package. We're really excited about him.
So after the game of Laval last weekend, both times talked about how step one had to be the commitment to the game and the process. And now you feel that that's been taken, and your players have talked about too, that they're being done, Alex Steve said. So what's step two? Is now going into the details here of the game and that what's going to happen?
Yeah, that's a good question. We're building our foundation. It's still only a couple games. At least we found it, and the guys are starting to buy into what it's like to win hockey games in this league. As we go along, right now I think it's still just the consistency of those same items. There'll be little things and nuances where we're looking at our opponent and things that they have to execute that day based off of what the other team's doing. And then over time, we'll add more layers to our game.